terrible. It's hard dating again. I'm so insecure. I had to.
There we are.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh,
and
what's
I
that?
looked at the
That's
same
something
thing,
that.
which is
I always. Right there, but. Oh, hey, we started a new grant today, and the deadline is November 5th. So every month we've been giving out $40,000 to Let's Go Help members. And all you have to do is tell us what $1,000.
I gotta get my shit together.
It's 12:20 p.m.
Well, maybe. I don't know. What I'll do is I'll just start again. But you need help. Okay, I mean, that's what Let's Go Help does that. I mean, hence the name. But, you know, I don't want to shove anything down your throat. It's $20, but if you don't have that, you go to letsgohelpfree.com. And that, I have a lot of free researchers there and a lot of free reports that you could start, you know, solving your problems yourself there, and just keep up with me on YouTube here. It's dreary and rainy and drizzly here in Washington today, but we closed the applications for the October 4th grant last night at midnight, and so the new one should be up soon if you want to apply for next month. And now we have to, it takes about 10 days to 2 weeks for us to process it, and then we'll make the announcement on both the platforms, on Facebook and on Let's Go Help too. So you'll see them on both of those platforms when we're ready. And yeah, and then we start sending out checks or on PayPal. Zelle we use, but that seems to be a problem. There's a lot of people that are getting ripped off on Zelle and they can't get satisfaction from the bank. So I would be careful with Zelle until this comes figured out a little bit more. But until then, go to our seminars that we have. They're really like workshops. We have about 4 of them, 3 or 4 a week now on Let's Go Help too. And remember, anybody who joins Let's Go Help on Facebook automatically gets access to Let's Go Help too. And that's where members get together and our research staff, Sabrina, share information and how to do this. Because if you could find somebody who got something just like yours, you need, and they explain to you how they got it and a step-by-step and what they said and how they wound up there and everything, I think that's more valuable than anything I could ever do. So that's why we're encouraging people to do that, share, and you'll see in both groups how people share what they have. And if you got something you want to share, we have something called a Government Grant Gopher Award. And we give trophies to people who share them, because that means you had to dig a little extra usually. And that's the problem, is that most of us are just lazy people. That's what human nature is about, being lazy. And so we have to be realize that somebody actually got this. Wow. And they're a human like me, and not some millionaire or something telling me how to do something. And that's why Google is death to me for getting ahead in life, because all you hear is from people who say it's easy out there, and you're stupid if you don't get something, and that's crazy. And then I'll tell you the secrets if you give me $10,000. And so everybody then believes that I can't get ahead in life unless I have $10,000, and that's absolutely not true. There's so many ways that are free. We live in an incredible society, in my mind. A lot of people don't like it, understand, or don't like parts of it, or I don't know. But anyway, good or bad, there's a lot of free stuff, free money and everything for you to improve your well-being, get ahead in life, start businesses, get education, get job training. All this stuff is for free. But you don't know because you go to the Google and they'll tell you that you have to have money to do it. And you believe them. Now talk about fake news. That's the thing. And then these same people who power fake news have the power to not show things too. Well, that's another issue. But anyway, try to stay off of that. And if you do use that, only use websites that are .gov, G-O-V, or .org, O-R-G. O-R-G means they're a nonprofit. G-O-V means they're a government agency. And those two people will not charge you. Well, nonprofit sometime, but at least it'll be reasonable. They won't be trying to hold you up and get as much money as possible. And that's why they're also a great place to find out what you should really be doing, where you should be going. If you're contacting people on Facebook for advice on what to do in life, they're all selling something. So their instinct is to have to show you that they want to show you something that they're going to make money at, right? I mean, it's human nature. No matter how good of a heart they may have, human nature is for people to direct you to where they get money, okay? And particularly in the beginning, when you don't know anything much about what you're trying to do or what the options are out there, you really have to stay away from them. You go there later once you start learning something. So your first step should never be going to a .com, whether it's buying a house, whether it's starting a business, whether it's getting out of debt, or any of those things. Maybe later when you're really knowledgeable about what the heck the market is and what's going on out there, and you could handle it, and then you could play with the sharks, and you know how to swim around them. And because there's some good ones out there, but you don't know. It's hard to tell a good from a bad or whatever. And if you're new, yeah, they're going to eat you. So you got to stay away, you know, until you learn something. And that's why, you know, at Let's Go Help, what we do, we show you stuff and give you sources. You tell us what you want to do. Okay, first of all, you get a free report. Everyone gets this thing, is what I call a META, M-E-T-A, grants report. And that shows you about 36 questions you have in life and where to get the best sources of free money and help to solve those 36 questions in life, whether it's getting a new roof or traveling overseas or whatever. Yeah, but more importantly, we customize. So you ask us the questions, you start a post or a discussion, whatever you call it, because we have two platforms, and you tell us what you need money for, and then I handle a whole lot of these personally, and the researchers will go and what they call curate. In other words, like a museum curates artists for a certain period or something, we curate websites that are the best possibilities for you to help solve your problem. So that's what we do. We're creative. Meta, M-E-T-A, not M-E, Meta. That's Meta. No, Meta. You know, like the Facebook's new name is Meta, right? Or whatever. I can't keep up on it. I'm just trying to create clickbait. And that's it. Somebody wrote to me the other day, said, "Oh, boy, that headline here, that sounds like clickbait." Yes, it is. I learned many, many, many years ago, you have to get people's attention before you can educate them. And if I can't and to get people's attention, you have to fight with what's out there. Who's fighting for your attention too? So that's what it is. It's a fight for attention. And then if you feel I misled you or something like that, I'll give you your money back. It doesn't matter. It's more important that I educate people and not be a sissy about it, man, because otherwise nothing will happen. Yeah. And I'm having fun doing it. I think that's the main reason, having fun doing this. Man, where can you have fun and make money? And that's what I'm trying to help other people do. You can. You find something you think is important, you have fun doing, and then you have to be clever enough to figure out how to make money at it, okay? And you can do that. You just have to get other input than what you have now. We're not smart enough to figure that out ourselves. We have to go out and fail at things to learn new things. So you take your stupid idea and you fail, and that leads you to a better stupid idea, and then you fail there, and then that leads you to a better stupid idea until you finally make money at it. Every business that turned into success for me, and I started a half a dozen or more, the first two failed because I had money to start them. And then the others failed because I started with no money, but dumb ideas that led into good ideas, you know. And that's what I think it really takes in life, because we're not smart enough. You think you're smart enough, man, look at the people. They can't predict anything anymore. Nobody knows. And that's why you have to go out and do it and find out and get real data, not from some expert. Yeah, you can take advice. It may or may not be good. Doesn't matter. Listen to your heart. Just go out and fail yourself, because that's the way you're going to learn what it should be. And that's important to do. But the biggest sin in all that is paying money to figure it out. Are there grants for inventions? Yes. And number one, do not go to an invention company. They just suck money out of your purse or pocket or bank account. Do not do that. If you have an invention, go to the Small Business Development Center. And that's America's, AMERICAS, and then SBDC.org. Remember that. .org. You want to do that. And that's what's important to do. Because they'll help you for free and show you all the same thing. Those invention companies will charge you $5,000, $10,000, which is absolutely terrible. They're gangsters in my mind. There may be a good one or two, but who the hell am I to say? I really don't know. But most of them are out there. They just know how to get your money because you have an idea you think will change the world, and they prey on that because you don't know better. And you don't. You can't. You have other things to do. And that's why you have to get better advice from people who are not there to change your suck your money up. And the government is full of things like that. Like if you want to do a reverse mortgage, don't go to a bank. They sell money. Don't go to a bank. They sell money. They want to tell you a reverse mortgage is great, even if some famous movie star is telling you how great it is and they won't screw you. Yeah, that's all relative, what screwing means. That usually just means it's legal. Doesn't mean they're not screwing you. It just means that they figured out to be legal. That's like Trump did. How does he get away from it? Well, he figures out the finagle being legal. Would you treat your mother that way? No. That's screwing you to me. So what you do, there's if you go to HUD.gov and put in counselors, they have special counselors just to help you make that decision. They don't get money. They already got grants to help you make the decision. So they don't make any money on the decision you decide. So that's the kind of help you need. Somebody who has no skin in the game on what that decision is, and that's a true helpful input for you to help decide. And that's why the government has lots of that, and because they see how important that is. And if people just want to make money off of you, it may be good for somebody, but not for you. And everybody will twist it, turn it, or whatever to show you how it is for you. I am a marketer. I can do that. I can show you how my stuff will solve any, problem in the world short of, hemorrhoids. Well, actually it will too. I'll show you how to get free operation for a hemorrhoid. Well, anyway, see what I mean? Now, who the hell cares? The guy with hemorrhoids, I guess. But see, to me, even with hemorrhoids, how do we go to a doctor and their decision is to cut hemorrhoids, okay? So they make money if they tell you to have an operation. You go to Charlie down the street, he had a hemorrhoid operation, and he said, okay, well, no, see, what you have access to is the people at National Institutes of Health who spend billions of dollars a year studying hemorrhoid operations, okay? And they don't make money out of doing the operations. They make money out of getting the best information to make that decision. You have access to them. It may take some effort to get it, yes. And that's why we go to a doctor, because they know there, and we give them money and go on and on and on. But if you really want the best information, you have to call the hemorrhoid expert. Now, he is a real pain in the ass, too, I'll tell you. The hemorrhoid expert at the National Institute of Health. I call the FTC on refunds. You talked about. That's it. If anybody, also they have on, what do they call it? If you get ripped off, too, you got to go to that too to see what's going on, to turn in people who are ripping you off, because if you don't turn them in, they'll never get caught. And at least they may not get caught anyway, but at least they get a chance. And to me, I think it's a part of being a responsible member of society and caring for other people, not just yourself, like I do. We all do that. We're all selfish bastards. That's survival. But we have to be both parts too, and try to think of other people too. And is what I'm getting out of this, hurting other people or whatever is the right thing to do? That's a hard decision to make in life. At least it is for me. Maybe it's the gangster in me. I don't know. Some people, it's very, like my wife, it's very easy for her. Boy, I got to think of what's right, what's wrong. I go through a lot of a calculus and stuff like that. She doesn't. She wakes up, she knows exactly what's right. And those screw up nobody. Well, that's neither here or there. But see, the information, to me, it's the gangster in you. It is. I mean, when I was younger, I always thought, boy, if I couldn't make it legally, I would probably ruin the game for other people, if they're not letting me play or something like that. So I understand that mentality. I don't know if that's an immigrant thing, or I doubt it. I don't know. It's just some jeans, and I wear tight jeans still. Most difficulty in accessing your boot camp website. Well, it's on Let's Go Help too. So maybe that's it. If you're on Facebook, you can't get to the seminars over there. You have to find the free link, and there's a free link up in guides, or if you can't find that on Facebook, Facebook is a little secretive. I just got kind of finding a grant writer who took, $25. Isn't that stupid, man? I'm so sorry. Turn them into the FTC that you got scammed. Call your state attorney general's office right away, because if they could maybe do something right away. So you call 211 and ask for the state attorney general's office, or you could call them, not 911. What is operator? Is there an information operator anymore? I don't even have 411. Is that it? I don't. We're all using the website anymore. So that's important to do. Where was I? Oh, the gangsters out there. Yeah, and boy, I mean, I was even on the Better Business Bureau, and I use that a lot too to see if they have, a lot of bad things, and there's somebody who's got, pulled into court by the Federal Trade Commission and sued and all that kind, and they have a rating on the Better Business Bureau of A or B or something like that. It's terrible, That's why you can't do that, and I know we're all susceptible to that because we get weak when we're in trouble. And when you get weak, we're in trouble, you grab onto the closest life raft who sounds nice. And don't forget, gangsters know how to be nice, because that's their job, is learning that skill. Because otherwise they can't make a living. So that's how they have to con you, is with their personality. And you just have to say no, 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 until you get a verified thing on it. And again, the Better Business Bureau is a good place, particularly to do, and it's anything to do with business or whatever. You call your America's SBDC.org, the Small Business Development Center, for free help. They'll analyze that for you for free. It may take a couple days, but that's so. It's okay. It's better than losing $2,500. And call HUD.gov. That's for personal finance, and talk to a financial counselor there. They'll know about the scams out there better, things like that. And just stay away, please. Don't give anybody. I mean, if it's $10, 20, that's what. If anybody charges more than, and there's people out there who pretend they're me, and they'll charge you $2,000. Now, so it's not me if it's more than $20. So that, you'll know that. And then you go on groups and things like that are, or you put in that name and put scams on Google. Put the person's name and scams and see if something comes up. Now that's not saying he's not a scam there, because people just they open a tent every day, so they'll never get show up in Google. So it's too hard to track all these people, terrible people. Members, you could just put a question in on the members. I mean, now we have, 5,000, 6,000. I lose count. I just have to keep doing my work so I can help people. I'm not at a stage in life where I work. That's why any profit we make, we give back to members. Members get all our profit. So we give $40,000 a month now to members, and we're just starting a new one now. and that takes administrative stuff. After we pay us, we're doing, and you guys are wonderful in applying, wonderful in joining to apply. And I don't, people apply and then quit, and that's fine. And don't forget, if you want to quit, there's an easy way to quit. If you go to letsgohelpmember.com, that's where you could quit. Or if you want to stay an active member, maybe your credit card's not good, the expiration date expired, then you can't take advantage of the services if your membership's not current. And we check them on the, we haven't been real good at checking them except if you applied for the grant. So, but we're getting better at that. So that's going to be a problem if your credit card isn't good anymore. So you could go to that, letsgohelpmember.com, fix up your payment method, and that's for credit card. On PayPal, you do that yourself. You go to PayPal for yourself and you fix up your own. But for a credit card, we have a porthole that you could fix up on your own, and that's sort of cool. And we're going to do more, things like that as we get bigger. I had no idea how. About 2 years ago, I think we started this, and wow, and I've been trying to figure out how to help people for about 10 years now until I fell into this because everybody stopped buying reference books, about 10 years ago. So I had to find something. So now this seems to be working and really seems to be even growing. I thought, well, it would just give me something to do till I die. But I'm sort of thinking it's maybe more than this. Now that I see people helping each other, that's what's really interesting, that we're helping each other. And so maybe we turn this into a cooperative somehow where the members all own it and they own it as a cooperative. There's things like that on the internet that operate that way. There's one I know for photographs. There's a lot of things. If you want to sell your photographs, you go to one of these big platforms that sell it, and you get a penny and they get $10. So there's somebody now, and they're doing is a cooperative organization that do that. So people help each other. I mean, they own the business of selling photographs, so they all share in the profits, not somebody sitting on Wall Street, taking all the profits. So that's what the thing I feel, and I see more and more the people are doing that. The people are helping each other and get the joy, and they experience the joy that we get in helping people, because then we help them, we give them something, information. It may or may not work, but if it does, then they come back and tell you, and that's a nice little hug you get. And what's better in life than getting another little hug? So we're giving hugs all the time. And that, have you hugged a member today? And I see people instinctively doing that. I'm not even promoting that or whatever. I'm promoting to share, but people are doing more than just sharing. They're encouraging people, and that's what we all need. Everybody's we've turned into a dog-eat-dog society, and survival of the fittest, and that's part of, and that's, to me, that's the good part of capitalism, because then you have to improve yourself. Then the bad part of it is it's only me. So there's good and bad at everything, and then all of us, there's good and bad too. So that's I guess an expression of the individual person to do that. Well, I just want to thank members again, everything for applying and being so kind with your words. I mean, I've done a lot more than I ever thought anyway. It's peanuts to a lot of people, but it was big for me. And yeah, the feedback I get on this is better than anything I've gotten, where I've been on Oprah or Larry King or won awards and all that kind of stuff. Nothing like what I hear from members of Let's Go Help. And I appreciate that. I cannot think of anything better that I'll ever do for the rest of my life except doing this when I hear that. If you guys then think I'm an asshole, yes, I'll try to figure out something else to do. But as long as this is here, You can't get a job in D.C., man. They're dying for people. Go to your local career one-stop center, man. I moved to D.C. If I move to get a job, I'll do it whenever. Oh, do a job with me? Or in D.C.? Oh, plenty of jobs in D.C. Now, we are pretty lean on employees. I don't want to be a manager kind of thing. Members, I will see you in class. Good. Yes, Tammy. There she is. Tammy, I think, is our silent investor. Businesses used to have silent investors. You didn't know who they are, but they really own the business. That's Tammy. She's our silent investor. Well, thank you again, Tammy, for all your help. And everybody else out there for making what looks like another successful grant that we just finished. And don't forget, we're starting a new one. And you can meet Tammy if you join the workshops we have on Let's Go Help 2. If you don't know how to get there, ask. Just ask. Just ask, we tell you. And if you could figure it out on YouTube, not YouTube, Facebook, there's a link in the guides, GUIDES section up there. And that will get you. Career One Stop, yes. If you're looking for a job or looking for training or anything, call there first. Don't go to Google, okay? Please, 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 baby, please.